It's Allie, everyone, and we are at the Oakland airport in California because we're here to review my OM system, OM-3, but it is appropriate because this is a camera that I bring with me absolutely everywhere. It is in my travel bag, my everyday carry bag. It is with me all the time since its release. This is entirely unsponsored. I have no relationship or affiliation with OM system. This just happens to be the camera that I have designated my desert island must-have.
Wow, wow, I got that wow, wow. Anything that I want, I'ma get it now, now. Yeah, wow, wow, I got that wow, wow. I be feeling like a knockout, baby, pow, pow. Yeah, I'm a diamond, I look like money, baby. Yeah, you can catch me where it's sunny, baby. Yeah, if you talking that, you better run it, baby. Yeah, all my haters, they wanna be some me, baby. But I never give them this, I just go and cop that. Anything that I rock, they be asking me, where'd you get that? Passing vibe checks, cause I'm a vibe, yes. I'm so fly, I got them so pressed, yeah. Face card killing, aesthetically pleasing. Watch the fit, I be killing hoes, really. Peep the acrylics, I'm shining, I'm beaming. Any given day, I be starting on you bitches. Wow, wow, I got that wow, wow. Anything that I want, I'ma get it now, now. Yeah, wow, wow, I got that wow, wow. I be feeling like a knockout, baby, pow, pow.
You guys, I effed up and I forgot to reset my autofocus settings when I recorded my talking head. So I'm just going to put this out here. I own this. The camera is not garbage for AF in video. It is my settings. I had it on the highest AF sensitivity in AFC, so don't judge it for that. You'll see some other clips throughout and hopefully that will make up for it. Back to the video. Okay. I know I'm going to get a little heat for this one because yes, I am reviewing a micro four thirds camera. But if you've spent any length of time on this channel, you know that I truly love micro four thirds. I may also get some heat because if you recall back in December, I did say my resolution for 2025 is no new cameras. I was holding pretty fast to that. But if you also saw my debacle with the Canon M6, I was like, okay, I'm in the market for a new everyday carry, and this very quickly became it. So before we get into why this works for me, let's just get through some of the nitty-gritty of what's actually inside this little guy. So under the hood, we have a 20.4 megapixel live MOS sensor. This also is powered by the TruePic X processor, so it's very snappy, it's very fast. For ISO, this range goes from 200 up to 102,400, but like let's be reasonable and not go there. You can also expand it down to 100. And one of the big talking points with OM system and generally with micro four thirds is image stabilization. The image stabilization on the OM-3 delivers a 5-axis sensor shift system that can give you like 8 stops of compensation, which is amazing, particularly for handheld shooting. And we will talk about why that's so important, but it is best in class. And when it comes to things like focus, the AF is really, really good and it doesn't waver. There really are no issues. It tracks very, very well. That is also very much in thanks to the fact that the BSI sensor is stacked. So very, very fast. And for video, it can handle 4K resolution up to 60 frames per second. I don't cover a lot of video here, but I will have a section on video and my thoughts around that. Now, because I am often out in the elements, the IP53 weather rating is very, very nice to have. It's actually kind of something that for a long time I didn't think I need weather sealing, but now I really rely on it. And I don't feel like I need to baby this thing. It's really a sturdy and substantial body. Now that we've done a general rundown of what's inside, let's talk about why this package is such a go-to for me. Again, maybe not for you, but for me. I travel a lot, like a lot. every other week right now, I am in a different place. So sometimes that is an urban place and I'd like to get into some street photography. Or sometimes I'm in a tropical place where it's verdant and lush and green and wet and I need the weather scaling. Or sometimes I'm just in a dry, beautiful high desert space that's like very photogenic for landscapes. So I need a camera that can go between all those circumstances, and that ability to handle the elements is very important to me. When I'm not traveling though, I'm at home documenting my life, my family. So I need a camera that can handle active kids and be easy enough to carry with me everywhere. And the OM-3 simply delivers on all of those points. I put it in my bag and it is with me everywhere all the time. And the JPEGs are beautiful. The raw files are excellent. We will get into all of my post-processing stuff and the color, which I'm sure you're interested in if you're on my channel. And the battery life is insane. Like, this has actually been one of the things that I wasn't expecting or wasn't really thinking about, but I have not had to change the battery once. Like, I use it all day, I shoot all day, and then I just plug it in at night and charge it, and it's good to go the next day. It charges via USB-C, which is amazing because it means one less charger in my already overflowing backpack. But the game changer here is actually just one little lever on the camera, which allows me to go instantaneously between two different focus modes. And I tell you, this is my absolute favorite and most used feature of the whole damn camera. It's absurd, but I swear to God, this is my go-to reason for picking up this camera. I can immediately go between my single point autofocus if I'm, say, like walking down the street and I want to photograph a very specific point in a composition that I've focused on and I've stopped to look at. But then all of a sudden I see, say, like some awesome looking person walking toward me and I want to capture that. I just flip this lever and I've now gone from my single point autofocus to all area autofocus with human subject detect on, and boom, I get that. I get my first shot. It's seamless, it's fast, and it just allows me to change my scenarios, which I'm always doing. And I really, really appreciate that. It's just like one of these design choices that makes this camera feel like it was actually designed by someone who shoots like I do. I hear a lot of people bemoan, like, why just one single card slot on this very expensive camera? It's true, but you know what? 90% of the cameras I have ever owned have only ever had one card slot. So I don't know, in decades of shooting, I've like never had an issue with that. This wasn't made for professional shoots where like money is on the line and redundancy is key. This is a travel camera or an everyday camera. It's meant for fun, casual shooting, and I am completely fine in that scenario just having a single card slot as a result. So let's talk about the CP button. The computational photography button. This is the one that gives you quick access to all of OM Systems' computational photography features. And at first, I have to tell you, I did not think I would use this at all, but it has become a surprisingly fun and almost like important part of how I shoot with this camera, especially when I'm on the move or don't want to carry extra gear, again, like a tripod or filters or whatever. So the CP button gives you a whole menu of options like handheld high-res mode, live ND, HDR, starry sky AF, multiple exposure. Live ND is not something I ever thought I would play with, but I have fallen in love with this ridiculous feature. So when I saw this American flag, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put live ND on. I think I put it onto like live ND 16 or 32 or something because it was a bright day. And I was able to just drag the shutter without needing an actual ND filter with me. And it just created actually like exactly what I wanted. Or this shot of the airplane wing over the clouds where a long exposure gave me this sort of dreamy motion blurred texture on the sky. It's just like a very boring image, but it's made more interesting by using something like live ND.
Film tomorrow. My hands hurt too bad. Is that going on YouTube?
It is a very like classic looking camera, and I cannot tell you how many people have stopped me on the street to ask if it's a film camera.
What kind of camera is that?
It's an Olympus camera.
Oh, you have a digital.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
that's so cool.
It's a really fun one, though. It's a new camera. It's called an OM-3. It's not like the camera is perfect, okay? I do have some qualms. It's one of the things people always have long loved about the original Olympus Pen F, not the film camera, the digital camera that pioneered this creative dial. But it's 2025, and I do wish they had just advanced it a bit since the pen was released in 2016. It's great that you can adjust all 12 colors independently to fine-tune the saturation, and you can do the shading and the sharpening, and you can do your highlight and shadow. But what is still missing is what I think would actually unlock the true potential of this camera, and that would be the ability to adjust the hue and luminance of the individual colors. That would just be an insane game changer, and I hope that through a firmware they are able to do that. Now, as someone ironically obsessed with color as I am with the existing presets, I'm actually super happy with the Color 3, which is like a vivid slide preset, and I just shoot it at default. I don't mess with it at all. I actually think the color coming out of that setting is fabulous, and I really like it. In fact, on a recent trip to Catalina with my family, I didn't realize that I had switched my settings accidentally from RAW plus JPEG, which is what I always shoot, to just like exclusively JPEG. So when I got home, I found out I only had JPEGs, and I'm not gonna lie, I was so devastated. I was like, shit, I like spent this whole day shooting this incredibly beautiful island in JPEG, and I was just super bummed. But then I brought them into post. I just decided to do a little bit of post to make the shots more punchy. These are all JPEG shot in default natural, or that Color 3 setting with some light post adjustments. And I think they came out really like interesting, cool. It made the color shift in a way that I don't think I would be able to do in post, and it gave it a real filmic vibe. So I mean, JPEG plus a little editing is aces, but JPEG's out of this. Like, you do not have to be concerned. It just takes a little bit of setting up, or like me, you just shoot default with Color 3 and call it a day. I do adore the monochrome as well. Both the monochrome modes on this creative dial are really nice. Surprise, I leave them at default. I do like the punchier vibe, but I like having that softer black and white option as well. But I just love post-processing. It's actually part of my ritual and my creative vision. I find it very therapeutic. But in terms of post-processing, I did do something quite radical this year. In January, I moved all of my photo editing over to DxO Photo Lab. Not sponsored, by the way, not sponsored at all. I just feel like it's so optimized to Micro Four Thirds. So I think that like the whole Micro Four Thirds debate is kind of somewhat mitigated by the technological advances we've made in post-processing.
I want you to be mine all alone for all. I want you to be mine all alone for all.
The grip. The grip has been a point of contention. A lot of people say like, oh, we hate that there's no grip. And yeah, the OM-5, a DSLR, like a lot of other cameras have grips, and you are not going to find that. This has a very clean front, a very clean design language. It's very Leica, my God, Leica, in that respect. It doesn't bother me for the most part. I just like take my fourth finger and find that I balance it, or like oppose my weight on my hand. This is a weird way to put it, but on the color function dial on the front, especially with small lenses like the 12mm, the 17, the 25, all those primes plus my 12 to 45mm stock lens, those all balance totally fine without any grip. I have no issue at all. And when I throw in something bigger like my 40 to 150mm f2.8, I just hold on to the lens, okay? I just hold on to the lens. But for street and for life in general, I do like having a little bit more security, something to hold on to for a little bit more traction. And I have found that the Peak Design Micro Grip is actually a really nice companion to this camera. It's not perfect. The front is not entirely flush to the camera. It would be nice if it was, but the tripod mount screw is not totally centered on the bottom, or at least not centered in a way that works for that grip. It was, I think, designed actually for an X100 series. So it's not perfect, but it does a really nice job, and it does give you that little bit of extra sort of hand holdability, and it doesn't add any weight. It's very, very lightweight. There's no joystick, and I don't really miss it, to be honest. You might, but I do still prefer a joystick over like a touch screen to move the focus box, but having the touch screen is a decent compromise, and I do like having a touch screen in general. I just don't know why it can't work for everything, like why it's not fully implemented. Like you can't touch to select within the menu options. You can just touch certain aspects of the menu. If you're going to have a touchscreen, just like make it available for everything. Make everything touchscreen sensitive, not sensitive, but interactive. So it's just like a little niggle. And I do also wish that I could program all 4 directions on the D-pad. Right now, it feels like a bit of a missed opportunity. You can kind of do like 2 different directions for custom, but I just want that to be fully programmable. The EVF is okay. Like people are complaining a lot about the EVF. It's not that bad. Honestly, like it's not bad at all. It's just not amazing, and it's not 2025 spec. I really do wish though that there was a lock on the diopter. The diopter drives me a little bit nuts. If I'm leaving the camera out on my bedside table or something, no big deal. But I put it in and out of my bag a lot, and then I find that I've just like bumped it and shifted it, and then I pull the camera up to my eye and it's not in focus. So it's simply because the diopter got knocked. I wish I could just lock that in and be done with it.
I am so sorry. I saw you as you were walking past. Can I take a photo of your earring?
Oh, sure.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you design that?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Incredible. Hold on 1 second, sorry. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's a smaller sensor, so it is not going to excel in low light. It does compensate though by being able to shoot at insane long shutter speeds handheld without any issue, thanks to the incredible IBIS, which allows you to shoot at lower ISO, so you get around the noise issue. But that's not going to work if your subject is moving, right? So indoors in low light with kids who are running around on the move, this isn't going to be the optimal choice for those circumstances. So your options are to put the camera at high ISOs and just work with noise reduction in your post processor, lean into the grain and give that image some character, which I do all the time anyway. So I'm fine with that too. The OM-3 is super solid for video. It definitely has some quirks though. So let's start with the good stuff. Image quality is great, 4K up to 60p. 60p, up to 60 frames per second. It has OM-400, which is a log format. And I only shoot in that because I like the flexibility in post. And the in-body stabilization is, like I said, top notch, especially if you're like vlogging, shooting handheld B-roll, or just moving around a lot. It gives me just enough polish without having to rock a gimbal, which is something I will absolutely just never do. I am allergic to tripods and gimbals and any extra stuff that I don't need to carry. The autofocus in filming is solid, maybe not as sticky as Sony or Canon, but certainly better, like a world away from the G9 on the Panasonic or any of the older Olympus cameras. It holds on to faces and subjects really well, and in most situations it won't be thrown. Low light, it's maybe a little bit iffy, and if you're going to throw it into a super fast-paced shoot, just don't expect miracles. One of the things I absolutely love, because I used to have an OM-3 Mark III, which is what I started this channel on, and I think that footage still holds up. Like I look at my old Fuji S5 Pro video and I think it looks great. Like that was shot in an OM-5 Mark III with just a LUT thrown onto the natural profile. I used to drive myself nuts with that camera though, because it would file split all the MOVs, right? So I'd have like a million clips to like put together in post, and then I'd record audio separately. So like syncing all of that was just a nightmare, and that's actually what like made me sell that camera. This has no file splitting for videos. Amen. And there's a really nice little tally light when you're recording video, which is super helpful to know when you're rolling, because God knows I have so many bad memories of recording for like an hour and realizing that nothing was on camera. I do, however, wish that this had 10-bit color available outside of OM-400 log. Right now, if you don't want to shoot log, you're limited to 8-bit, which just doesn't give you a ton of flexibility in post. And I also just don't love this log format. I don't know what it is. I feel like generally it's less flexible and harder to grade than the Panasonic V-Log that I'm used to. There aren't any like great conversion LUTs from companies like Gamut or Phantom LUTs who have wonderful conversion LUTs. They just don't have anything for OM-400. But thankfully OM System does have a really nice conversion LUT that they make available for free. So no, it is not a cinema camera, but it is not trying to be. And for those everyday video use cases, especially when paired with like good light, this more than holds its own and does the job. This camera just makes you work for it a little bit more. And I like that. I like that challenge. It's engaging. Again, similar to the CP button, it just engages me to work harder, to get more creative, to think on my feet, and just to be more creative. And if I want that shallow look, I definitely can get that. There are absolutely lenses made for that. But most of the time, the deep depth of field is just, it works better for the way that I see. So, is the OM-3 perfect? No, but no camera is. And is it perfect for me? Yes, it is. For someone who travels often, needs a tough weatherproof camera, shoots daily life, loves color, wants something small, durable, dependable, this camera just kind of hits the sweet spot. And could I get something better or equivocal in full frame? Absolutely. Like I said, I have the Sony A7C, but I find myself reaching for this camera first and more often. It's just more fun and tactile and weird, and I love this sort of like not perfect image quality that I get with this and the deeper depth of field. It just gives me character that I don't get with some of my other cameras. I also just love the 4:3 aspect ratio. Just everything about it is right again for me. So if you're watching at this point, you're a hero, because this has been a long ass video. So thank you. And if you're still wondering if this is the right camera for you, all I can say is I encourage you to go out, try to find one, hold it in store if you can. Just the only way to really know if it fits you is to try it out. Hopefully you'll discover if it fits your needs. It certainly does mine. And until next time, I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. We have an RB67 here. Are you there? May I take a photo of your camera? Yeah, of course. Awesome. This is actually the OM-3, the OM System. I know, it's just that, well, it is a digital, but it's like a new one made to look, obviously. But yes, very much in the vein of Fuji.
That's such a cool setup.
Thank you. What film are you shooting?
I have an instant bag.
Okay, who made your instant bags?
His name is Han Chen, but he calls his bin stacks.
Bin stacks, yes, I know this one.
They're
And so you roll it
great,
out,
yeah.
right? That's so cool. I love